Hey, it's Soleil, and this is episode 308 of the Orange Pill Investor. Took me a little bit longer to get set up today. Um, time to time to smack my bitch up like sailors smacking the ATM. And I'm hoping Restream's gonna work out. You guys can let me know if this sucks or if this is better. It looks like I'm gonna be able to track all the comments in one place. So kind of like in that. Let me see. Well, let me check something. I wonder if I can move the chats. Okay, so that's moving the chats there. Am I actually displaying the chats now? Are the chats actually visible in the restream? But that makes everything smaller, right? Yes. Yes, I did get the new monitors as a matter of fact. So that's why I'm back at it. Okay, cool. So I think I probably need to minimize. I like having the comments up, but I think I need to minimize it because the whole point was to be able to see better. So let's do, yeah, let me minimize those. And I'll probably even take myself out so I'm not blocking everything. Um, yeah, I might not even need to do the intros anymore because with the setup that I had with Riverside, I was like, I wasn't able to see all the comments. So I was loading up YouTube separately and I was loading up X separately. And there was like, a minute or two of blank space. So I'm like, all right, let me just play some music. Um, but let me just check in. Yeah, so Restream looks like it's working out much better. So I can see the X comments, I can see the YouTube comments all in one row. So I am liking that. And they got some other little cool features too, like that shit. I saw Jeff doing it, during his streams, and I for some reason I thought he was using Riverside, and I'm like, how come he can do that and I can't? Like I was paying for my service. I'm like, dude, what the hell? So Mahe says, dude, we're in 2014 again. Yeah, I love that version too with Sheila Chandra and the I don't know if that's chanting or what style of music she has going on. But cool. Thanks for everybody, confirming that you can see, you can hear. I was having problems with Riverside, so I'm gonna give Restream another shot. I think I tried them before, and I don't remember what happened. I think the very first live I ever tried to do, there was no sound or video. It was just a black screen. So then I was like, I'm screwing up. All right, so let me get down to business. And I sold some covered calls on a Green Day, which was yesterday. Another good band. And I wasn't sure if we were going up or down, but I mean, I knew it was up 5%. So I added this one. I sold this at the money. It was just above at the money, like maybe one strike above at the money. And I was a little bit nervous about it, but I was like, let me just do it. And sold it for 1600. And now the price is only 400. So this is a red day. And normally, what I would probably do with these at the money covered calls or even the 45 days to expiration, I want to collect as much of it as I can. But in one trading day, if I can collect three fourths of it and close it now for 1200 profit, why would I hold it for 3.5 more trading days just to try to get the last 400 bucks? That doesn't make any sense. So let's close this bad boy and we will book some profits. Of course, the market makers are trying to be stingy. Okay, cool. We got to fill. All right. You know what? I'm going to do y'all a solid. A lot of people have been saying that the They have to crank me up on the, on my audio. So, I don't know if I mean, I thought I had the gain on this mic, like, cranked all the way up, so I don't know. But I had the desktop audio set too high, and those damn fill confirmations were, like, blowing some people's eardrums out. So, alright, I just cranked that down, so hopefully that won't be disturbing anymore. But let's check out this other covered call that I set yesterday. I sold it for 3,100, and normally what I would do is over 2 to 3 weeks, I would try to buy it back for 15, 1,600, roll it out again, rinse and repeat every 2 to 3 weeks. But again, I'm in a similar scenario. I can collect a third of the profit in one trading day. So it either makes sense to roll this down for a larger credit if I want to leave this on, or I just take it off, which is going to give me a little bit of a debit, and I'd be using some margin at that point. But let me see. I've also got a similar situation with these Januaries. I can't quite roll those out for much of a credit. I need these to get under like 750 for this to make sense, but I have had them out for 14 days. So, you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I'm gonna go ahead and take this one off. Let's close it. Actually, no. Hold on a second. Normally, I would open this and try to collect about 1% a week, which would mean that I would need to collect about 1,600 for 45 days. So this is actually still decent. I'll leave this one on. Let's see. What do I want to do about this $700 margin use? Not real happy about that. But let's close two more of these, which is going to give me some even more margin use, unfortunately. Hopefully that was a gentle fill noise. That leaves me with just wait, I have a 780 here as well? This one's been on for a week, and I can just about close it for half. All right, let's see what happens if I roll these out. Roll expirations out to 45 days. And let's mm, it's the top of the chain. I gotta make this a little smaller. Yeah, so the top of the chain. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Actually, I probably only need to do four of them because I think I already have one. All right. That's this one that I already have. That's fine. Let me get a little bit less of a credit here. See if I can get this to fill. Rolling is supposed to be a little bit more convenient. It's just like less clicking, but you're trying to get two legs filled at once. You're trying to close and open, so you have to deal with both of the bid ask spreads at once. Okay, so that worked. Now I have, instead of 5 expiring on the 17th and 1 expiring on the 31st, kinda like this, now they're consolidated. That gives me 6 covered calls outstanding. I got some credits for that. Holy crap. That gave me $3,500 credit. So need to figure out what I'm gonna do with that moolah. Let me see if I can get rid of the ones that I just closed. No, these are getting in my way and kind of getting annoying. All right, let's just go down the list. Call debit spread. These I'll just leave, and they'll either print or die. I've got two January 1080s. I screwed the pooch on these. I don't know, 90% profit's gone on those, so not really much to, I could try to close those but it's just gonna give me 400 bucks, so those are probably losers. I got a little bit over anxious with the January 2025 hype, I think. All right, so covered calls. I've got one at 38 days to expiration and six at 45. And actually, I can go ahead and close this one. It's not quite buying it back for half, but since I do have some cash uh, buying power now, might as well use it. That trims my short positions down to 6. I'm liking that. Although I could close one more. The bare minimum covered calls I want to be selling in this account is probably 5, since I have these 5 leaps that are basically built specifically for that purpose. Yeah. So actually that works out perfectly. I'll close that one position. And that should get rid of most of my buying power. Once I can get a fill here. Did I get a fill? Yeah. Okay. I didn't hear the ding, but apparently I got a fill. I don't see any working orders here. That's probably all I needed to do today. So this is just going to be a quickie. I was really just anxious to start this stream and make sure that everything was working as intended. Um, but I'm joking about Sailor hitting the ATM, and I know it bothers some people, but I think this is really just another example of gradually then suddenly. And if we zoom out, we can see that if we got in January, this is up 464%. But if there is a little bit of good news, it's we do have higher highs and higher lows since November 26th. So we had 350 as a low, 365 as a low. We've got 406 as a high, 411 is a high. So I mean, we are up and to the right from here. It doesn't mean that we can't, you know, try to go back and find support at 250. And that's why I don't make price predictions. So I don't know if we're going to see 250 before we see 650. I'm always got my fingers crossed for 650, but um, up and to the right is always a nice sign. So let's check these chats and call it a day. All right, so let me bring these up. All right, cool. Let me scroll up here. You're welcome, Mahes. Stoic says, "Great vids, man. I'm dabbling in MSTX and MSTU cash secured puts since those premiums are crazy." Yeah, they are. And you know what? Now that I think about it, cash secured puts might be the move for option sellers on those instruments because, as far as I know, they're not long term holds. So I guess selling, weekly cash secured puts might work out because you can just collect the premiums and then I don't know. I don't know if I would avoid assignment or like if the price dropped, I don't know if I would avoid assignment and just close it for a loss or run the wheel. Hmm. I've been avoiding those 2 tickers just because I think they'll underperform. They've got a management fee, they've got some decay, but, yeah, cash secure puts might work out. I hope that prints money for you. Alright, Jeremy, we need Shkreli versus Ben debate on X. Yeah, anybody debating Ben is that I think that would be suicide. Oh my god. Maya says, "MSTR stole my bike." Um, Dude face, I'm feeling good about my 570s, 1220, closing worthless. Got enough to buy a share, and that's a big payout if it hits, and my shares are called away. Oh, okay. For a second, I was panicking. I thought you were buying the 570s and you felt good about it. I was like, "Oh, I don't know. That's kind of rough trying to get there." Yeah, those, I mean, chances are pretty good. What is it, like 90%? It's probably like a point 0.1 delta or something on the 570s. Um, Big pay if it hits and my shares are called away. Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's like what, 30%? 30% upside, even if they were to get called away at 570. And still, I have a BB set for 10. I accept the terms. What's a BB? Jeremy says, one of line drawers on X said it was a flag and pole bull, bull pattern. I love Mason's technical analysis. Yeah, I don't do TA. I think it was Stephen Mark Ryan's channel. He's the guy that I subscribe to on YouTube to get all my daily Tesla hype, even though I don't have any Tesla positions right now. Um, But I think he called technical analysis financial astrology. I thought that was pretty accurate. Um, Nithu, I have the February 890s. Is that as crazy as I feel it is? I was hoping to swing this on a surge in price. Um, I don't make price predictions. I already said that. So, I mean, I think my 1080s are probably losers, and I've just made my peace with that. So this is December. So January, February. That's only 60 days to expiration. And that's kind of the sweet spot for sellers, not buyers. But, I mean, what you're hoping for, I mean, I guess that's why you would own them. That's what you're hoping for. You're hoping for a big surge in the price, but theta is really expanding and accelerating on you, at 60, and then in the next 2 weeks, it's gonna be 45 days to expiration, which is prime selling territory. Um, so anything under 60 really scares me. And it's just a lottery ticket as far as I can tell. Like 890s, the deltas on those can't be great. Yeah, 0.17 delta. So, I mean, the market makers are saying there's a 17% chance you'll go in the money on this thing. And this is not, this is just an estimate. So yeah, it's definitely a keep your fingers crossed and hope you win the lottery type of thing. I don't like holding any long positions under 90 days, let alone 60. So I'm rooting for you, but yeah, I'm no more optimistic than, you know, 20% chance of success on this. Stoic says definitely doing the wheel. Yeah, that might be a winner. That might be a winner for the leveraged plays. Let me just take a look. Warning, leveraged product. All right, so this is just 3 days trading, but selling a put at the money. So 1%, yeah, that's pretty good. 1% returns for the week would be 95, 0.95, and this is over 5. So that's over 5% returns weekly, and it's only 3 trading days because Tuesday's basically over with. Yeah, Stoic, those are pretty good numbers. If I was, if I was just exclusively running the wheel like I was over the last 4 years, I you know what? I bet you I would just be doing this. This is probably the only thing I would be doing, 'cause those premiums are insane. But at the same time, this thing was at 170 and it's like half of of its peak. So, man, that 2x leverage looks good going up, but coming back down is kinda ugly. Paco says, "Hi Soleil, is it possible to explain the MSTR Bitcoin yield? With this last ATM issue, does the Bitcoin yield drop down?" No, so I'd have to watch Sailor's explanation again for me to do this justice. But it's let me say. So they're selling shares, then they just plow that all back into Bitcoin. So they're increasing the overall number of shares. But you know what? I think there's another metric where they divide by the diluted number of shares. Yeah, you're probably going to want to check Ben's channel for that. I'm just going to fuck it up if I try to do a half-assed explanation. Maya says, Sailor explains the vol. If up, down, crash, sideways, moon worried you in Bitcoin, you ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna get wild and wilder and wilder. And BitBit says, "What do you think about selling at the money every week?" Yeah, I did one of those. I did one at the money on Monday, and I did one out to 45 days and closed them both, really, after this, red day. I don't mind it if you don't mind your shares getting called away, and if you don't mind missing a metric ass ton of upside, right? If you're selling a weekly on November 15th, and then on what, November 20th, you sold an at the money at 350 and now it's 470, you know? You can do that during this chop. But if you're cool with collecting the what, 4% a week versus, you know, getting 30% in a week upside, it's risk versus reward. There's trade-offs everywhere. What I had been doing during this long thing of sideways chop, I was selling my covered calls and then buying the out of the money calls with the premium, like all the way out into December of 2025. I kind of like that move. But yeah, I mean I think it'll print money, but I just don't think it'll keep up. I think it'll underperform buy and hold. Yeah, Jake's saying have a 770 February that's down a lot. You think just dump it now and buy shares? Um, I rolled mine out as far as I could. What did I have? Yeah, I think I closed some Januaries and Februaries and rolled out to June, but you'd have to have multiples to roll out. Yeah, you're probably underwater just like I am with these, right? I bought these for 3,600 and they're worth 300 bucks. So, yeah. All right. I got to jump and head over to another call, but thanks everybody. Be good, Joe.